Only one shot, cause I don't ever miss. We gon' spin this block, do it effortless. Would've thought a nigga was a veteran. I ain't trippin' on no op, all my niggas toting them Glocks. I ain't ever been a janitor, but I stay with that mop. We finna get into this 808 tutorial. Two things to keep in mind. It's always good to like do like a vocal idea just like how I did, because it just makes you put your 808 slides in the right place rather than just be everywhere. And then second, it's not a mathematical problem. Like, I'm gonna show you a couple fundamental practice that you can use to like start you off, but at the end of the day, you just gotta use your creativity and go with what sounds good to you. So let's get into it. We're just gonna start off using the notes that are in the chord progression. That's the easiest way to go about it. So the bass notes is what I'm talking about. All right, and you know it's always gonna hit on the downbeat. So let's just get our downbeats right. And I told you it's always gonna hit on the fourth beat. So that's where the slides is gonna go, essentially. Let me just get out the foundation. So I could go back here, but what my ear is hearing, I'm gonna go to the F and then I'm gonna go to E. A little tip right here, half notes or semitone away, always give it that dark feel. So that's why I'm actually going with the F and E instead of the B flat. Now that I got my basic foundation, also I just wanna show you with the 808s, you definitely wanna go to your sampler and turn everything down except for your hold, so that when you play a note, you could like tap it and it will just cut off real quick, or you can hold it. That's very important, just so you know, it just allow for more creativity. Let's start off with our first section, and like at the end of the second bar, which is on a like third or fourth beat, there's going to be a slide. So right here, because this is the end of the second bar, and if this was to be a whole new bar right here, meaning one, and then that second bar, there's gonna be some slides right here, and then so on and so on. That's a good way to think about it. And with slides, the way you wanna activate them, it just depends on how many slides you want. If you want like 4 slides, then you wanna cut this piece into 4 slices. So we just gonna zoom in, and this is gonna be our first starting point. So you could just click on that note so you could have that same kind of duration, and then double click on this note and make it a slide by just pressing this triangle or whatever. Now you can see that it's activated, and you don't want your slides to be extra long like this. And there's a difference from slide and glide. Glide is more of you like not having a note right there, and then you put in a slide note. That's gonna glide. And that could be good in some cases. That's why I say you just want to experiment. But I know I want to use about another slide, another note right here. So a trick right here that you can use if you don't know what notes to use, just use the ones in your chord progression as always. I could even go to E. I could use A. Let's just see how that sounds. Go up. Pull this closer. I like this pattern, but these notes are too long. I always advise go with the shorter notes because it just sounds a lot better. Yeah, that hits. Right there, you already have the foundation of creating your UK drill slides. So, you know, we're gonna do the same thing over here. And we're gonna chop this up. The way you get better at your slides as well is actually listening to more of this kind of UK drill, New York drill style of music, because the more you listen to it, you're going to really start to develop patterns in your head, and you'll be able to come up with the slides, melodies a lot easier. And that's called critical and analytical listening. And just to go over that, because I don't want to skip over that, critical, analytical, you don't really got to do the analytical part because we already do that subconsciously. And the analytical part just means that you observe the vibe of it. Is it dark? Is it scary? And most of us could be like, oh yeah, UK got that dark sound or whatever sound, very atmospheric sound. But with the critical listening, you're listening out for the reverb on the snare, the delay on the hi-hats or whatever, and you're also listening out for the patterns, like the rhythm of the kick, the rhythm of the snare, the rhythm of the 808s essentially. And for this part, I actually want my slides to come in earlier, so I might just add some extra slides right here. Like, before you even put down your slides, kind of think about it in your head as well. Yeah. And then probably just drop down to the tonic. Yeah, I don't want to do too much right here, so I could just actually take out this note and extend it out. The only thing is, it's just going to leave this, like, you know, this part elongated, and I don't really want that. So I'm gonna actually add like a slide, like at the very end. Yeah, that would fit a lot better. And then it's the same thing. So off the back, you already know you could just put the notes that you want to slide at the very end of every second bar. And we could just chop those up as well. For this part, let's hear it. Probably want to go higher, so maybe starting off like all the way up here. When in doubt, just always use like the same notes. Don't try to use all 7 notes in the scale, you know? The less notes that you use, you could easily just kind of rebuttal it in a sense. Just kind of use it in different ways. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. Yeah. That's sick. But I think I want to slide these over. So I'm gonna have to make another note down here and then just have this one extend. I'm gonna start off with E. And I'm using E because I'm using E down here. So things can make sense like a math problem, but you don't want to think of music that way. But it's good to use creative and logic at the same time. So I can even repeat these kind of patterns. These are all patterns that you're seeing. This pattern is the same as this, but flipped around. Make sure you take off this note at the bottom. Now what you can do is just add in a little extra notes just to kind of fill it up more. So I'm hearing something like a drop in the beginning, like, yeah, something like that. And I'm gonna actually have this note repeat. Keep it simple. I'm actually put these notes down. Yeah. Go up an octave. You can use the third of. I can even switch it up, bring this up to an A, and that works because that's the 5th of D. And you can also get creative and mess with the velocities and mess with the panning as well. So we can mess with the pan for like right here and these two. Like, you can get crazy that way. You don't only have to get crazy in the sense of putting a lot of notes. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to go left to right. Those can get pan as well. Also, I just want to add one more thing. While you're mixing, I suggest you put an imager on your 808s and keep the low end still in mono, just so that it doesn't sound wobbly in your mix. And you could do that with Maximus as well. And then all you have to do is just go to low and then just put it in mono, pretty much. And there you guys have it. That's all the tips I have on 808 slides. You can check out my other 808 slides video if you just want more context from different beats that I made. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell everybody else that need help with the 808 slides. You feel me?